Daredevil will be fighting a bunch of crooks. He would easily take care of them. Even without being able to see, he can move and fight so fast, and he can feel all of his opponent's movements. However, after dealing with all of them, something wouldn't seem right. It seemed too easy. When he would realize it, he could hear a very faint beeping noise, as in the building would explode. Daredevil was no more, as he would wake up in the pearly gates. As they were all having a conversation, St. Peter would say, I'm going to give you a choice. Hell is full of crime and destruction, and well, we've analyzed you, and you'll only be happy fighting crime. Heaven is perfect. There's no need to do any of that. Where do you want to go? As Daredevil would smirk and say, hell. St. Peter would then sigh and say, I figured you would pick that. Come here anytime you want to come back. As Daredevil would smile, he would say, can you take away my eyesight? St. Peter was shocked. We gave you back your eyesight after you perished. Why would you want it gone? I don't like looking at things. It messes up, my senses. As St. Peter would sigh, he would snap his fingers, causing him to lose his eyesight, as then he was brought back down to hell. As Daredevil began to feel his surroundings and use his great sense of hearing and smell to get a feel for everything around him. As then he would smirk, ready to fight, excited for this. As Daredevil was, ready to fight, he needed a suit, a costume, but as he would feel his body, heaven already gave him one. As he would then smile and be excited, Daredevil was ready to fight. As he pulled out his angelic dagger heaven gave him, he would then begin to walk around. As he walked around, though, he would hear whispers as everyone stared at him, the strange blind man, as eventually a hellhound would try to punch him and rob him, but Daredevil would dodge and kick him in the face, knocking him down. As then Daredevil would leave and prepare his own statement. As he started to get some supplies here and there, he would eventually start his hero work. As Daredevil would start his hero work, he would go after bad people. Now, since hell is full of crime and everyone is bad, he would have to limit the people he would go after. He would go after truly scum of the world, the worst of the worst. As he would go after mafia, making the world harder for others, overlords and others. However, Daredevil was not invincible, and these people had great magical powers. So he needed to become used to this. As he started to use his powers himself, since he died, he was given powers. Powers made him very strong, but in different ways. Most overlords had powers like teleportation, giant tentacles that turned giant, but his powers were more subtle. It made him be able to smell things from miles and miles away, and hear things from miles away. And he could also move and fight without thinking, becoming a personal great martial artist. Also, his fingernails were very sharp, and he was an excellent gunsmith even though he couldn't see, and he could never miss a shot. All these powers made him into the perfect warrior, As he was also an excellent marksman, as he could never miss a shot even though he couldn't see. Because of his abilities, they would always track and hit their target. Now, this wasn't super great because there were really powerful beings that could resist fire like this. However, for a majority of them, he would be fine. As Daredevil was looking for an overlord, someone who can truly test his might, so he decided to go to one of the few good ones to ask about someone who was truly evil. Camilla Carmen was sitting down. Daredevil would start to sneak up on her, as she would say, I know you're here. As Daredevil would stand up and say, impressive, not many people can recognize me. As she said, yes, your sneaking ability is impressive, and you're an excellent marksman, on top of somehow being blind. Your magical powers enhance your abilities, like a perfect assassin or hitman, but not an overlord level. As then, Daredevil would say, what are you saying? You obviously came here to apply for overlordship. And even though I do admit you have potential, I do not think you can. Daredevil would say, I would never want that. I want to take one down, one who is truly evil. As Camilla Carmen would say, is that so? Well, I have a few like that, but I do not think you have what it takes. Daredevil would say, bull crap, I do. As she would sigh and say, okay, I know someone who you can fight. Someone who is pure evil and has a similar fighting style than you. However, make sure he's not around his friends. Two of his friends are much more powerful than him, and here, she would throw him an angelic dagger. Take care of him. I need him to be gone. Daredevil would simply nod as he left. As he was told, it was Valentino. He knew that this guy was sketchy. He knew that this guy was, well, interesting to say the least, but he must get rid of him. As they would then hide in the shadows and wait for him to come into his office. As he waited for everyone else to leave, Daredevil would then jump down, as Val would say, "Ooh, freaky, who are you?" Daredevil would then say this, "I am your worst nightmare. I am the one here to punish you." And then Valentino would say, "Ooh, punish. Usually I like to prefer doing the punishing, but I think you look like a great Dom. I just have a couple notes. Dom, As then he would say, "I am wearing a suit that looks like..." Never mind. As Daredevil would say, "I came here to fight you." Val would say, "Oh, why didn't you say so?" As he pulled out his blaster, he began to blast at Daredevil. As Daredevil blasted him, all of his bullets hit, but it didn't really do much. As Val was able to regenerate, and since we don't know what powers Val has, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and says he can regenerate. As he would start to regenerate, suddenly Daredevil would appear in front of him and kick him to the ground, as they both started to battle each other, but Val had the upper hand because of his powers, and his experience using his powers. However, as he grabbed Daredevil and shoved him against the wall, Daredevil would be able to just barely stab him. As then, he would fall down and Daredevil would take care of him. He barely won, as Daredevil would leave, as Val was defeated. As Angel was about to walk into the studio, he felt free. Angel would look at Daredevil and begin to cry as he hugged him and said, thank you, I'll do anything to thank you." As then Angel got down, Daredevil would say, "That won't be necessary. I appreciate everything you've done." Angel would say, "What do you mean? As a person, not as this thing. Now you can do whatever you want." As Daredevil would start to walk away, he was like, "I'm not an idiot. I know I owe you something." Daredevil would then stop and say, "Could you let me in the hotel? I know a battle will happen." As Daredevil was let in, even though Heaven was the one who put him here, he knew that fighting against them would make it so he could never go back. However, he didn't want to go back. He liked this chaotic world, so it was no big deal to him. As Daredevil would stay there, Charlie would like him. He would always open up, and he was kind to her. Daredevil was kind to those who deserved it. As Vaggie would like his tough Experio and his battle instinct and battle experience. As Nifty would like him because he was a bad boy. Even if he fought for what's right, he was still gritty, and that was good enough for her. And Alistair would be scared of him and would stay away. As time passed, though, eventually Daredevil would be at the bar having a drink with Husk. Daredevil would drink. Husk would say, "You really think you can do this? You really think you can defend us?" Daredevil would say, "Come on, you have an army now. You can fight for yourselves. I'm just helping out. Besides, I want to test out my strength against Adam, but he can fly. Good thing I'm a good marksman. I should probably stay back and strike from the shadows. That's what I'll be best at." Husk would nod. As everything would be set up, eventually Adam would come down. As Daredevil would get on a rooftop ready to snipe him, but then Adam would say, "Execute Order 6. As Daredevil was brainwashed, this was Heaven's plan. They planned for Daredevil to go to hell, so Adam can win. As Daredevil was mind controlled, he would then take out Charlie, sniping her, as this shocked everyone. As then he would snipe Husk and snipe the rest of the crew. As they were all gone, they were all slaughtered. Adam then took Daredevil up to heaven to become their ultimate warrior, their ultimate soldier. Daredevil helped them. They helped them win the battle. Everything was planned, and Daredevil didn't even know it. Ever since he perished, he was simply a pawn in their schemes. All of his training, all of his skill was for nothing. It was to simply let Heaven win. And that's going to leave things off. I know that kind of probably disappointed a lot of Daredevil fans, but I wanted to mix things up a bit because usually I always build up to Adam and he just gets destroyed. Very anticlimactic. So I wanted to make it seem like that was going to happen. I was going to build him up, make him seem like he was overpowered, make him seem like he's going to easily defeat Adam. But in the beginning, I did make sure he went to heaven first. And why would they put him in hell if they knew he was just going to fight crime and probably, fight Adam? It doesn't make any sense unless they planned for this to happen. So I put that little clue there at the very, very beginning in case any of you caught it. Now, I don't think anyone, even a genius, would see that and automatically assume this is going to happen. They're just probably going to assume, oh, bad writing. But it's actually genius writing. I am a genius writer. Disney, DC, Marvel, freaking people behind Game of Thrones, people who made that show, hit me up, man. I am an amazing writer. I will make every show you make a good. I will make it perfect. I will make it immaculate and beautiful. I am the greatest artist to ever live with my great and amazing stories. I don't know what the heck that was about. My videos are pretty mediocre, but I don't know why I bragged there or whatever that was, but yeah. Can you imagine if I actually got a job working as a writer, if some guy saw this and was like, hey man, this is a good video, you should work here? That's never gonna happen, let's be honest, especially from a what if video. Oh my god, if I was hired in Busy Pop's crew though, that would be amazing, but it's definitely not gonna happen, especially through this video. But hey, stranger things have happened, I guess. And I can always pull a verbal ace if I want my own animated video. I don't have $50,000 laying around though, so you know, there's that. Anyway, enough of that. I just want you to know you should probably like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends, because you know that would mean a lot for me, and I would greatly appreciate it. And working on these videos, they take hours of time, hours of process, and it's kind of hard with my ADHD. I know I'm kind of making excuses, but you know. Do any of you have ADHD? Because anytime I'm doing something, like, I gotta focus on this, I gotta focus on this, and it works like an obsession. I'm obsessed with one topic for a week, and then I just drop it. Like, I've been obsessed with One Punch Man for this entire week, and I haven't even, like, seen it in, like, years or read about it in so long, and all of a sudden I'm like, One Punch Man's cool again, I gotta get on it. Which, it will come out this year. I've already done Saitama. But I was thinking about doing Garo or something like that as soon as the first episode drops. Because everyone's hyped. Everyone wants to see it. So I kind of want to like build on that. You know what I mean? Anyway, who's your favorite One Punch Man character? Let me know. And if you don't watch One Punch Man, then who's your favorite Hazbin character? If you don't watch Hazbin, then why are you watching this video? Who are you? Why'd you watch it all the way to the end? Anyway, I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being here. You made the road to me. Peace out.